Hi writers, it's Miss Mannion. I'm taking this photo op to pose in front of this cityscape because we are going to be exploring photo essays using our genre study guidelines. So let's go. If you think of a written essay, it's a journey of thought. So we can project that this will be a similar journey but with photos. I looked up various photo essays online and found some of these. And then in my research, I realized that these were very similar to an exhibit about Dorothea Lange at the Museum of Modern Art I went to a couple months ago. Sure enough, when I looked her up, I was able to find some more material. Pro tip: don't think of all of your research as being out there. Try to think back on your past experiences, think about things that you've produced in maybe other classes or activities that you've been a part of. Think about trips you've gone on, use the resources at hand, books in your own household. These are quite diverse in their content and their presentation. So really, the big things I'm noticing in common are the fact that they include photos and descriptions that all have a common theme or have something tying them together. It's not just a random assortment. These differences are all intriguing to me because they leave plenty of flexibility in how I might put this piece together. This first essay contains a slideshow with minor captions underneath, and then underneath those, an even longer narrative or explanation. Without even reading the explanation though, I can tell that from these pictures, there's a lot of pain and disruption and tension that's being caused by this crisis. This next one appears in the form of a list. The brief captions also act as little explanations. The author curated some pretty stark photos of these abandoned Olympic villages that focus on the dustiness and lots of garbage around the areas. And knowing that these villages are usually only used once and then cause all this debris, it seems like they might be urging us to think of some more environmentally responsible ways to construct these arenas maybe. I like how this one contains a narrative that's cohesive, but it's interrupted by the photos that go along with it. And the photos also have captions in addition to the longer narrative. And this is quite relevant for today. Actually, a photo essay of a more current event. This one, painting a picture of summer in North Korea, relies mostly on the photos to convey the feeling rather than the written words. And I like how they do this with consistent colors and thematic elements throughout all the photos. We have some cute babies. And finally, more cute babies. This Dorothea Lange photo essay stands out because it was edited by another person. So while Lange was documenting the relocation centers in the 1940s, this person wanted to shift the narrative slightly to Lange's work, essentially creating a photo essay of a photo essay. So she includes the photos and some of their original captions, as well as some quotes from Lange herself. Given our current situation, you may or may not be in a position to go out and take pictures that tell a story about your topic, but not to worry because there are a couple things you can do. If you have photos of your topic already, say from your camera roll, a past event, or saved on a file somewhere, see if you can go through and pick out specific photos that start to weave a story. Take a look at them standing back and then think, are there any single shots in here that connect to other shots? And does that help to convey a message that relates to my MGRP theme? If your topic is a little bit more abstract, maybe you could connect it to something about quarantine or isolation and take pictures of your everyday life or take pictures out and about. Something to note about taking photos. You'll notice that many of the events that spur photo essayists to document them center on experiences of people in larger community contexts, such as towns, regions, or countries. When you go to photograph, practice respect in your photo taking. While it may technically be legal to photograph public spaces in many areas, we want to be empathetic to people who may not like having their picture taken or may be in those vulnerable positions. Avoid taking shots of single people. It's best to stick to broader shots or photographing subjects whose consent you've obtained. Again, in order to make this our own, we're going to have to consider what aspects? That's right, purpose and audience. I think my goal or purpose for this piece, the story I want to tell, will be communicating the close bonds that result from working hard together. Again, if my topic is rowing, that's the kind of theme I want to develop around that topic. And my audience will be the general public, since I think anyone can benefit from that sort of uplifting message. I decided to use Google Sites because there are some nice, clear layouts that remind me of some of the examples I have seen. And on one page, I can have some separate pictures with captions underneath. And on another, I might create a carousel of photos, kind of like a built-in slideshow. So I focused on using or selecting photos that all kind of created a warm feeling that really demonstrated people being close and being brought together throughout the sport or because of the competition. Thanks so much for walking through that with me. I hope that it helped you to see that photo essays can be a really cool way to put a twist on a more traditional essay while using the power of story to make an impact on your reader. And with that, I will let you get to it. Happy creating!